Definitely Helen and Stella. Definitely.
Definitely Helena.
Yeah.
Helen, yeah.
Yeah.
Stella, most definitely live it.
Live every day like it shall last.
Oh. Hi, Mr. Kiwi. How are you, my love? Not seen you for about a few hours.
Hi, everybody. Nicky here, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Do excuse me.
Hello, Martin. I was going to go back a bit.
Yeah.
Simon, that's I'm just looking at your picture on Instagram. I like that knife next to your axe in the wood, love. How are you, Martin? Oh. Dirty faces. Hello. Are you coming up? You in a dig? Come on. Come on.
Yeah. So do excuse me counting on my fingers. I'm exhausted. So we came back from Cornwall and straight into ops for me. I'd been flat out for 4 days, getting up at 4 in the morning, getting home and crashing out late evenings. Been on a military training area for the last 4 days.
Your suitcases have got suitcases under your eyes.
Yeah, well, a bit dusty because I haven't even had a wash. I've literally got back in within the last hour. It was a mad drive to get back in time for you all, but I'm here.
The Wookie's in the house, and he's looking a bit scruffy. He's off to the groomers tomorrow because he's a bit stinky as well because he's been out on the moors.
And I hope all of you have enjoyed your day today. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. The weather today here on the training area, it was absolutely gorgeous. Sun was out, sky was blue,
but it
cold
was
start. And as soon as that sun cracked the horizon going down this evening, that old temperature started to plummet. But again, that's what makes the day all the nicer, isn't it? Those cold mornings, cold evenings make that little bit of sunshine on your back through the day feel all the better.
Stuart sent me a load of photographs of, he was saying about the plants. The plants are going mad because my neighbour, she went out for a walk the other day and there was catkins out.
I saw a red apple today.
Did you?
I took a photograph of it. I actually a little bit of video. I'll stick it up this week. It probably is a bit of a short. That was at about lunchtime today. Me and 3 guys were sitting at a harbour area, and one of them looked over and he went, "Look at that! It's a butterfly."
I don't blame you staying in your bag till 8 o'clock, Simon. Yeah. Some days you sort of think, no.
I've been getting up. Sort of like about 3:30.
This morning it was 4:45, wasn't it? You got up
4:45 this morning. Brush up, tidy
up.
Biggles
way.
Sort Kaz out, and then hit the road.
What do you mean sort me out? I had a coffee.
Yeah. I was having strong coffee. In actual fact, this afternoon, I admit that when I actually visited a catering section, I actually had myself a double espresso. I needed it. So I had a bit of a caffeine.
I'm going to put you down because you're a bit of pain. There you go.
Kaz has got a series of questions and ideas she'd like to pose to you all. And again, because I have been so hectic for the last week and a half, I did say to Kaz yesterday, if you get a chance, come up with some ideas for the guys for tonight, something to talk about. And I said, because doing what I was doing, I really had to concentrate on where I was and what I was up to.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of butterflies.
Yeah.
We were in Cornwall and there were so many butterflies out on the moors, wasn't there? There was.
Yeah. It was absolutely stunning. It was absolutely stunning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a swig of my cider.
He's on Old Mute.
Oh, yeah.
Old Mute cider. The berries and cherries.
Oh, no, berries and cherries tonight.
And I'm having an invisible bottle of water.
Yeah. Oh, do you want me to go grab you one? I'll leave the casket started. I'll go grab a bottle of water. I forgot to bring her one in.
There's some in our room.
Yeah.
So, it's... he's been... he can't really say what he was doing, but he was just doing a lot of driving and moving things about and stuff like that. But when we meet up, where he can then discuss it. Yeah. But, right. Well, I hope you've won. Well, I'm probably going to... I was thinking about this. I was actually talking to Kiwi this afternoon. And yeah, I've been noticing some news things at the moment, and uh, about preparing and putting stuff away and things like that, and it's happening more and more often. I mean, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs, but what I'm doing, what I'm doing is I've sort of put a load of list of questions down just to ask your opinion. And one of the reasons why is because someone who might not necessarily join us on our live but watches it or might come across there, it might put them into a sort of mindset to sort of think about things. So, hi, Stealth. So, what I'm thinking about is prepping. Like just lately, the latest one in the newspapers are saying that we should prepare ourselves for us going with Russia starting off World War III, and that you should prepare and start by collecting water. And I sort of thought about this. Is it hype? Is it necessary? Is it right or wrong? What does it mean to you and yours? So, you know, most of us have some sort of stuff we put away anyway, but it's sort of, I'm not saying that it will happen, but there could be, if the situation gets any worse, then things might get a bit
you don't know what's around the next corner, do you?
And you don't know if certain countries are attacking our water systems and things like that. So things that we rely on are thinking we got them because they're going to go to pieces. Well, they don't know that us as a country, we're a lot of other countries, we have that mindset anyway. So, but it says, I'll put, will you do anything? Will you go out and get some more water, things like that, and how would you choose to save? Would you have large containers? Would you go for bottles, flask? How do you buy them? Would you go on to like Amazon and get the big blue containers that I think they're UN approved to be waterproof and sealable, and they got that the metal collars on them as well. And thinking about storing this stuff, does it depend on your space? Have you got a space in the under the stairs? Have you got a space, in your cupboards? Where would you put it? And if it's stuff if you've got like a large container, would you sterilize it then, or would you wait and not bother? Do you put it in a dark place? Because we all know that you put water in light, then it starts to break down.
Yeah.
And that's why we've got those big black water containers. So would you put it? When how much is enough? What are you looking at? How much would you say you need for each person in your house? Whether you got 2 people, 1, 4, you got a load of little kiddies and things like that. And I was thinking about dry goods as well. How do you decide what you're going to stock? Do you choose a healthy option that's going to keep you, body and soul better off, or do you just anything? Is it do you care about what you get? It might not necessarily be something you're going to eat, but yeah. And then storage. How often should you rotate your stored goods? Is there anything you wouldn't buy? But would you get it for bartering? So would you say, hi, Maud.
Hi, Maud. How you doing, mate? Hope you're good. Hi, Tara. Hope all's good with you guys.
Yeah, it's, is there anything would you get it for bartering? Would you think to yourself, right, I'm going to put this to one side because if I need to, I can barter with that.
Yeah.
When you, hi Teresa, when you're buying your stuff, do you check the dates? Do you look to find the one with the furthest away date, so therefore it lasts longer? Some things like honey, it doesn't matter your date because it's indestructible, as we know.
I had some agave today, agave nectar.
Yeah.
Looking at that, and I tell you what, that's another one that's an indefinite shelf life. That's lovely.
Because I've been storing up. We've been getting from Best Before. We've got about 6 jars of Sun-Pack crunchy peanut butter now, because it was down to £1 a jar. So yep, that's. Hi Owen.
Hi Owen, how you doing, bro? Hope you good. Kitten, how you doing, brother?
Right.
Teresa, how you doing? Stealth, hello, brother.
And how much budget would you allow for each shop for the prep store? Would you say, all right, I'm going to spend an extra £2, £4, you know? Do you buy salt, Dettol, Milton baby sterilizer, MOD Steripads, you know? Or have you not thought about that?
Yeah.
Because it's not just for the water, it's also for your, you know, to keep you healthy, so that something you eat is, you make sure it's sterilized properly.
Bleach is another one.
Yeah, bleach, I forgot that one. Yeah. So yeah. Do you steal? Exactly.
Yeah.
Would
you steal if pushed?
Yeah.
To protect your own family or to feed your own family.
Yeah. Basics. So what do you class as basics? Do you class that you have your staples like your rice, your pastas and things like that, dried peas, lentils, you know?
So, Philip, funny, very funny. I'll read it out to you guys. I went to the bank on Friday for a loan. They told me the loan arranger wasn't available. I said, it's okay. I'll see Tonto. Brilliant. I like that. Thank you very much, mate.
I'm sorry to, just fire these things out, but I was just sort of thinking, and that's it. They will,
You're right there, Mod. Exactly that.
When we watched that, when they had put groups of people out in Alaska, one of them raided the camp, didn't they? And stole everything.
Prepared to take stuff that was going to,
Right, in prepping, did you think about bags like cling film, foil, things like that? Because again, you've got to keep things fresh. You want it like greaseproof, wrapped up, so the oil doesn't leak out and things like that. And is it an essential?
Yeah, cling film. Definitely put cling film on your list. Great for treating wounds, injuries.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome to have. Doesn't just seal things and can be combined with other things to make glues, incendiaries.
I've got a couple of bits here. I bought upstairs. Oh, that bag was wet. Oh, right. Here we go. Packets for prepping. Like, do you get already prepared dry goods to save time and storage? What I'm on about is things like this. Good old dumpling mix and your good old
easy bread
mix. Now, you think about this, that is already prepared. It's got the flour in it and it's got your suet.
Is that beef suet or is it veggie suet?
I don't know. But if you think about it, otherwise you're going to have a big bag of flour and a box of suet. If you've got you got a limited space, that box is a lot easier, and that bread, it's all done. All you got to do is add water to it. So do you consider like that? Because dumpling mix, we were saying
beef suet.
It's beef. Well, if you had the dumpling mix, it's not just dumplings you can do with it. You can make this up and you can put bacon pieces in it, you can put onions in it, you can put peppers in it, you can put jam in it, you can put treacle in it, you can put fruit you've collected, So that in a box for a little box, that could be a dinner and or a pudding.
It's a lot of calories.
Yeah.
That's the bonus, especially in winter months and tough times. You might not be able to have quantity, but you want to get the calories in. That combined with something as simple as a soup mix,
proper purification, not a filter.
Yeah, it's gonna give you a bit of energy.
Yeah. So because all you got to do with that is, like I said, you add your water to it.
Yeah.
So that's, you got your box. You can, there's all sorts of different ones of those, and you can use the bottom. So is it better off for storage because it is smaller? Yeah, you have to get more of them.
Yeah.
But and that one that was dated to 2027. That was 27 as well.
Helen's very right in the comments she's made there, and I do agree with you, Helen. I'm just, unfortunately, I am one of those cantankerous old gits that is determined, no matter what, to go kicking and screaming, and to hang on for as long as possible, even if I know it's a slim chance. I'm not going to go quietly or easy, you know.
Kiwi's got himself a vacuum
sealer.
Vacuum tip. They are brilliant.
And you can only prep
so far.
Prep so far. There are things that can happen you can't prep against, you can't do anything about. But by prep for the things you can, make what life you can in situations easier. I mean, the papers are talking about, could it come for a conflict? Could it come to this, that, and the other issues? I tend to be a bit more of a realist. And
I think it's more like supply.
Yeah, supply chains break down, cyber attacks and that. I would say to you, I don't necessarily think certain people have the bottle to push any particular button. And I think even if they did, I think there's those around them that would be prepared to take them out. Everybody wants to live.
think for certain people in this country, though, if it did happen, take the COVID, when people were panicking.
Yeah, makes life hard, doesn't it? The other thing is media. Yeah. So all this has come about through media. Media love to scare people.
Sat on the board?
Just a battle plan. Media love to scare people. They love, you won't buy papers if it doesn't have a headline saying 3 babies eaten by a kitten whilst carried away by an eagle. Okay, it's So again, take.
It is a map.
Yeah. You have to take part of what is said with a pinch of salt, but you also have to look at the world picture, and be a realist.
Exactly. Don't be scared to be prepared.
No, that's it.
And I said, of all these things, has it made you rethink what you've already started to do? Yeah. Is there things you suddenly thought, I didn't think about that? What we do, and I said, would you take the time to log down dates? Get yourself a notebook and log down the dates. So in a few years you can check them and replace them as they go. Right, next thing, I'll get my baggie again, and I'll put out storage. Now, would you buy new, or would you use containers that you've already got? Now, this container, it's very stackable. That is actually peanut butter bones. These are willows, but that's quite a sturdy container. It's waterproof, and it seals lovely. So, it's going out buying things. Could you use these, or even things like your Lucozade bottle? That you can put, that one there. These, all right, you can't stack them, but you could put them on their side like that, but you can still put dry goods in that.
Yeah.
So
I had a friend who did a quite a long distance sailing voyage in a very old fashioned.
Yeah, sorry, Paul, we don't do politics, my love, really.
Yeah, and a very, very old fashioned vessel. meant he was going to be at sea for quite a period of time. And the issue he had was take on hold, storage and that on the vessels. How was he going to store things? And his main bulk of calories was going to be in rice and pasta. And what he did was he took exactly that sort of bottle, cleaned it, sterilised it, dried it, and packed the bottles with rice, packed them with pasta, screwed them up because he found that he could stack them in places in the vessel a lot easier than he could in boxes or bags.
Yeah.
They're waterproof, they're fairly sturdy and that. And as he said, if push comes to shove, he could sit on them. So again, there is a lot of what you want to do.
Especially like that Lucozade bottle.
Use a bit of inventive imagination.
They've got quite a wide.
Yeah.
Those ones not so much, but you could put a little funnel in that and put stuff in it.
Well, the great thing with a pop bottle, like especially with rice, is you literally, like you say, you put a funnel in it, you can measure the rice into it.
So
the other thing is you can measure the bottle out into portions if it's one or two of you, and work it out. But
yeah, see, Stel's got one packed with pasta.
Yeah.
So I said, is a log of what you have too much? Is it going too far? I don't think so, because you can then sort of think, hang on a minute, there's all the stuff that goes out in 2007. I know what I've got there.
Yeah.
And I've put, last thing is just medicines. I've put, forgetting antibiotics, because
they're independent to the person that is going to have an issue.
What is with your medicines, what would be your main items? How much do you store? And thinking about the seasons, take into account that obviously in the summer you're going to be more like heat stroke, things like that, but in the winter you got more chance of having colds, flus and whatever.
Summer's going to be hay fevers and things like that. Allergies.
Things about you to take in consideration when prepping.
I know.
And then first aid books, yes or no? Do you think you know it all, that you don't need the books? A pet first aid book, yes or no? We've got one for Willow, haven't we?
Yeah.
Pet meds, if you need them. So last thing I'll put is barter them, yes or no? And what you have, is that enough for your use, so you don't need to barter, or would you save extra to barter?
Yeah.
And that's just my little sort of thoughts. Hopefully I didn't ram it all down you.
The last 4 days, when we talk about medicine, again, I know I'm always going on about it. For those that haven't, get yourself some first aid.
Wow, Martin, that's a lot. It's as bad as me.
This week I've had to deal with a young lady who hadn't had breakfast, got stressed, pushed herself a bit hard, and basically was having a very nasty dizzy spell that caused palpitations. Basically just pushed her body too hard without the fuel in it, and was having a bit of an episode. We managed to stabilise her, sort her out. I had another person that managed to break the middle knuckle on their hand, quite a large chunk of bone off it actually, which was able to stabilise, sort out for them and get that so that they could get further help and regain the use of their hand, hopefully. So again, basic first aid. I mean, the reality of it is, somebody said to me today, "Oh, you're almost like a doctor." No, I'm not like a doctor. I don't have a doctor's knowledge and all the rest of it. I'm not a medical professional. I'm a damn good first aider, and I know what to do when something goes wrong, and that is to get that person to the professionals, but stabilise them and sort them out so that they're there for the professionals. I.e., if they're leaking, stop the leak.
Paul, what Kiwi's trying to say, we don't talk about politics or religion here. It's a social thing. We just browse across the edge of it. But as for talking about AI and things like that, that's not our. Yeah, we're just here to. You set the channel up was just prepping, camping, survival, things like that.
I'm an 16-year serving military instructor. I've said too much already.
No, we're not.
I've taught survival for years. I've travelled around the world. I've been to more places than most people have had up dinners.
Go on, Paul. Go on, Owen. Do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, not the world. The world is a tough place, and it's different for everybody. This channel goes out around the world to many different people. And the reason we don't hit politics, we've got friends in every nation, every country.
Thank
We
you.
might not all agree with certain things. Okay, we might not agree with one another's ideals, politics, religions, faiths, or system. But at the end of the day, we all come together on the simple fact that we have a love of the outdoors, we have a love of nature, we're interested in survival, we're interested in prepping, and more than anything, we're trying to build a community that is maybe a little bit more balanced than some. Hence, I don't come on here wearing a rubber gas mask trying to sell you my batch of ex-Soviet rubber gas masks, you know, or gimp masks, if that's what you want to call them. I'm more interested in the practical side of survival and the realistic side of survival, which is helping people to prepare for realistic things that you can deal with. There are many people amongst you out there that I know, right, Helen being one, have very particular, very high level skill sets. There are others out there that literally are just worried about the snowfall this year getting cut off, power supplies and things like that. So that's why we try to keep it balanced. And that's where we go with it. You know, and I know it's not what everybody wants out there in the big wide world.
But there's plenty of other lives
people covering it. There's other people covering that if you want to go and do it. But we try. You know, I have friends all over, and we don't.
We just we know it's happening, but it's not our
not exactly right. The right phrase there, Kiwi. Thank you very much. This is not the forum.
Nope.
If we've all got our own beliefs, I'm fighting for the King of Cornwall. I want to be the next King of Cornwall and the independence of the Cornish nation. Right, we're going to make the Tamar wider.
We were discussing that today. He liked that. Yeah.
We're going to make the Tamar wider. No, it's what do you say? You know, it's the world's a crazy place. It's a mad place. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of rage. We don't want it on a Sunday night on this channel. It's got other places for that to be. It's a chance to come.
Last medic I needed said, "You're okay. You're warm. You have a pulse." That was just after I had my right arm destroyed by a mortar. Oh dear. Yeah.
But Helen, exactly that. That's the thing you want to hear. You are okay.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I teach or taught people for many years when you're dealing with casualties, you've got to learn to have two faces. Okay, you have your internal face, and that's the one that's going, holy shit, what am I going to do? And going through the process. You've got to have the external one, which is going, it's nothing. See, I deal with worse every day, mate. Got nothing to worry about, right? Because there's nothing worse for a casualty than having somebody run up to them and go, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do. You're going. You know, you got your confidence.
Yeah, well, you're those around you losing their heads. You just Yeah,
I'm glad you are, Helen. It's confidence. And again, for anybody out there, any situation you ever come across dealing with anybody in any form of injury, right? Remember, shock kills. Okay, and shock doesn't necessarily have to be blood leading the body. Can all be down to pressure.
Yeah, because trying to deer do it all the time.
Your approach can make all the difference. Just in your confidence, your smile, your relax.
Hi, Andy B.
You know, it's that makes all the difference to your casualty.
And for those who catch up with us later, Lee Roberts, hope you're right, lovey, and Mr. Yarps. Hope you're doing well, my love.
Yes, Yarps. Great video. We thoroughly enjoyed that. Whilst we were in Cornwall, we watched that, didn't we? Yes, so thank you very much. And the Cornwall trip, for those of you that didn't catch up on that Sunday night, because I know
we had a nightmare getting down there.
We did have a nightmare getting down there, but we had a great few days. Unfortunately, I had to come back a little bit early because I had something going on that I got asked to handle and come back. I can't discuss it at the moment. Later dates, it will all come to light. However, and not in a bad way as well. You're not going to suddenly get up tomorrow and see the newspaper, man raided and arrested.
Well, we were going on the A303 and we were told there's a collision. There had been a collision and the traffic was miles and miles back. And then we had all these unmarked police cars on response.
Yeah.
They were just kept going. All the traffic was spreading out and they were going between us. And then there was a BMW estate next to us, wasn't it, parallel with us. Suddenly it flew its blues on and shot out and disappeared.
However, we were stopped.
Yeah, road to hell, definitely.
I would say we were stopped. However, it was one of those we stopped. About every 30 seconds you roll forward 4 feet. So the eyes of the law wasn't necessarily stopped.
And the weird thing is...
And just at the point I got my phone and thought, look at all this traffic, I'm going to do a quick short. Like that. The blue lights started on the right-hand side and this BMW cut out and went. And I was like,
it got a bit... It was further on than that, but the thing is that we come across what the so-called accident, and what it was a Tesco's lorry, and its 2 front tyres had blown out, but there was no sign of any of the unmarked. There was just a recovery bloke there.
You look confused.
So but by the time we left off at 12:30, and we actually got into our accommodation at Bodmin at 7:30, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was a long day.
Yes, it was a long day.
Actually, no, it's not a shed. This is a bedroom or the man cave.
There we go. I don't know if you'll see that. Oh,
thank you. It's like you got to
expand.
Again.
Expand. Oh, damn.
It's not doing it.
To do it. No, I'll give up. I'll make a video
out
of it.
When we came back, we left up. Ow! Oh, poor Willow. He's all right, mate. Your bag landed on him.
Willow has just managed to drop on himself because he's nosy.
Yeah.
Sticking his nose into places, a bag of oak wood pellet.
All right, little man.
That's my wood pellet supply for probably 2 or 3 months in an emergency for my little burner.
On the way back, it was we left at 10:30, and as soon as we started going across Bodmin and Dartmoor, the mist came in, and it was like
Werewolf in London.
A Werewolf in London. I was thinking Werewolf in London, Dog Soldiers, and the Hound of the Baskervilles all in one.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, normal for Dartmoor it is, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a wisp of fog. I mean, his lordship was, he wasn't bothered at all. But, you're all right, Will. But, so it was... it's quite...
He slept most of it, didn't he? Good as gold.
Yeah.
Absolutely good as gold.
And he met cows and sheep for the first time. He thinks that cows are big dogs that go moo.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny.
There was a huge Galloway bull. And I mean, he was big for a Galloway.
Yeah.
And he was calm. Well, I mean, we were walking down the path. He's out on the path.
Well, you were walking. I was on me.
Yeah.
And
he was quite happy, chewing the cud, minding his own. And I basically, as you know, I grew up around cattle, so I've not got an issue with them. So he's on a short lead, and I'm letting him get a little bit calm, closer to the cows, because I want him to look at them as not a threat, not be
it was spooky,
and not chase them. But it was the cow or the bull that was looking more confused than anything, because Willow's tail's going round and round and round, and he's like, "Come on, chase me! Come on, let's have a game." And you can see his bull like, "What the hell are you?"
Especially, it's quite funny because we had him a long lead because we don't let him off round stock anyway.
No.
And he was on a long lead, and I took a couple of pictures of him. And at one, he's actually running, and when I took the picture, his 2 back legs were level in the air.
Yeah. So what we do? Got long lead for him. He's about 10 feet. and we shortened that up around livestock. He got to meet sheep. The sheep weren't bothered by him. He wasn't bothered by them, and just steady. He's a young dog. Leave it till he gets to the point that they're nothing. They just live out here. Ignore them. They're boring.
Yeah, he learned you don't pee on gorse bushes.
Yeah. Poor little devil. He did jump.
You think he moved fast just now?
Yeah, straight up to the gorse bush, one leg in the air, lean over a little bit, yelp, and move away rapidly.
Then sniff the bush.
Yeah.
So he prickled his nose in. But yeah, we sort of got. I was shortened the lead up, but I was on my big off-roady scooter. So he was sort of coming with me and sort of going backwards and forwards. It was like having a flipping radar.
There will be a video up this week of our Cornwall adventure. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the point where Kaz went on 3 wheels for several feet. And I also missed the point where she got the 2 front wheels off the ground. But I will say to you, that heart in mouth moments for me. Kaz giggling.
I did admit to him afterwards that one particular point, it was really iffy. Because the scoot was moving about. It's I've got 10-inch wheels at the 10 at the front. And I've got 15s at the back.
Yeah.
And it was uneven ground. There's lots of stone, obviously in the dirt, and there's lots of dips and
We had a very slight frost here, Owen. 4 o'clock Tuesday morning. It didn't last long. It was very, very light. All the guys where I was had basically ended up running around going, who's got a scraper? And luckily enough, one guy actually had a scraper with him so that they could clear the windows.
Because I've got a load of photographs I took out on the moors, and the hawthorns and the hollyberries, they're mad.
Yeah, I reckon, Loghoppers, I reckon you're right. And hopefully, those of you that are sensible, those of you that are interested, you've gone out, you've already marked all your slow berries, got your slow berry bushes, your hedgerows sorted, ready for that first good frost, good strong frost.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, Modern Tara. Next week, I think, get
them in.
And start noticing it. My nose starts being cold. I think,
because now's the time. If you get your slow gin on now, there's 2 schools of thought in this. So I'm a school of thought that if I get my slow gin in now, it's ready for Christmas. But my friend Martin gets his slow gin in now for next year. So he's always had.
Night, Helen and Stella. Have a good night, my love. Yeah, it's. Got thick fog in these days. I love the fog.
Out on the fens. Oh yeah, just beware the will o' the wisp. It's don't you see those lights out over the fens luring you out there? You just ignore them. With spooky places.
Yeah, the old fae, the water fae, hiding in the bogs and that. Yeah.
Ready to lure you away. Yeah. Stay safe. Have a great week.
Oh, you finally got your alcohol stove, Jess. Excellent.
Oh, excuse me, that went down the wrong hole.
Fine, haven't you, boy?
Nicky's been running around that much this week. He's got a little bit of acid reflux, so I've got to spend a couple of days.
He very kindly brought me back a gift. I should have put it away in my little store, but I ate them. I got 2 caramel Freddo Frog bars. I can't help it.
Get this for a weird one. Right, I don't know if you can see it properly on there. Right, that's my normal elbow shape. You see, along with the little pointed out bit of bone on the back of that, which I managed to push back into place, the nasty chip I had on the back. Right,
not a syndrome yet.
Look at that for an elbow.
Isn't he doing some?
That's swollen. That's.
I thought it was a ganglion, but I think he's got that's really.
That's that really.
Like a half an egg on you.
Yeah, it's been a hard week, put it this way, a very hard week. You should see the look on the front of the guy's face. It was quite difficult. That's a walloper. That's getting to be quite a.
So we've been out we went to the Minions and saw the cheese ring and the hurlers.
Yeah.
We went out onto Davidstow Moor to the old Davidstow Moor old airfield that was used in World War II. So I took lots of pictures of the disused It's not a lot of big buildings. There's some of the small shelters and that in there.
In the museum, which we didn't get a chance to visit because again we were only down there for a few days. The museum are friends of ours. We've known them over the years as it's steadily built up, and they've restored the old officers' mess to its original condition.
Yeah, they found the fireplace actually in a huge pile of dirt. The dirt had been piled up on top of it, so it's in situ of where it was actually. It was standing up still as it would have been in the officers' mess, and they've restored around it. Yeah,
going with old pictures, restored it. So Cornwall
War Museum, we will be
doing a visit Simon. Down there. We might even do a bit of a road trip on that one. Just go down for the day, leave here early hours, drive down, do the museum, and come back.
I didn't have any fish and chips while I was away, and I had no cream tea. I feel cheated.
Although I ate a lot of pasties.
A lot of pasties.
I ate a lot of pasties. I will say.
There's this great app you get for your phone, and it's called Good to Get. And what it is, Good to Go. And what it is the shops like Spar, Morrison's, things like that. When they get to the end, and a lot of the like Starbucks, you've got an app, and then you can reserve these bags of stuff, and it's greatly reduced price. We found this amazing pasty shop in Bodmin called Rose, and their pasties are out of this world. Where what they were doing a special, a bag that should be 12 quid. It was more than that, wasn't it? Yeah. It was for 4 quid. So we bought one of these bags. I mean, the large pasties were normally £4.95. So we had a lot original pasty. You had a steak and ale pasty, a chicken and vegetable, and was it macaroni, cheese, and bacon slice? Yeah. Can you imagine that for 4 quid?
Yeah.
So we got another bag, and somebody. Yes.
Yeah. I pastied out because again, up here, this part of the country, away from Cornwall, I can't get a decent pasty. It's almost impossible. So I have to go back down there to get my pasty fix.
Yeah, my Tara done it. They crumble your biscuit when they give you go for a pasty, and they give you baby food.
Yeah.
A proper pasty should have big slices of potato and
pieces of meat.
And pieces of meat, not flipping liquidized.
Yeah. I was chatting to some Americans today about sort of pasties and things like that, and foods around the world. Yeah, okay. And we were comparing like things like breakfast and that, and we were saying that whole thing of sweet and savoury, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know American pancakes with bacon and maple syrup for some people sounds awful. For some people, porridge sounds awful. But we were sitting chatting about it.
Yeah, most people like lamb and mint.
Yeah, about fueling yourself up.
Yeah, she got ripped. She wanted a traditional pasty with lamb in it, and they give her one with minced beef that we chewed.
Minced beef. Minced beef. Don't mind a bit. Well, you're right there. So traditional pasty should.
Right, Jess has got a question for you quickly.
Yeah, go on.
She's got a first ever cast iron pot from the fire.
Yeah.
She got it for £5 in a charity shop in Glasgow.
Yeah.
But it's got a little bit of rust on the inside, so she needs you have to
right, you're gonna need
seasoning. That's it.
Season it first of all.
Yeah.
Right. Now, whatever you do, don't go near it with things like WD-40.
Nope.
Okay. All you want is the green Brillo pads, like the Scotch-Brite. All you want is one of those, and gently. You don't need to go mad. Gently, just work the rust off of it. Once you've got the worst of the rust off of it, what you want to do is put it in an oven. I usually put mine in the oven about 150, and I let the cold, turn it on to 150, and I'll let it sit in there for about an hour. And then what I'll do is I'll take it out. Now, initially, I like to use canola oil. Canola oil is peanut oil, or no, it's like a rapeseed oil. It's a high temperature oil. It doesn't mind heat. And then what I'll do is I'll get a cloth and I'll work that round it whilst it's still hot.
Good olive oil as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Work that round it, and that will take off all the remaining rust. Okay. Once you've given that a good clean, let it cool down. put it back into the oven, heat it back up, take it out, cloth, and just give it a wipe round. You really just want to put a bit of a shine on it. Put that back into the oven, right? Give it another 20 minutes. Turn the oven off. Don't open the door. Let it cool down on its own. And what that does, with cast iron has pores in it. Okay, so what happens when you heat it? The pores in the metal open. Whilst they're open, you put the oil on. The oil then absorbs into those pores and is held there. Okay, as the pores close up, it helps to seal the pores. Basically, it's the ultimate non-stick. I've never had trouble cleaning any of my cast iron, no matter whether I've roasted in it, baked in it, stewed
That's where
in it,
a lot of people just use it as it is, and it will go rusty. But if you season it, the worst thing to put into a seasoned pot is actually tomatoes.
Yeah.
But as long as you clean it, or vinegar. So, but as long as you clean it out, and then re-season it again, do those things again, it will never go rusty.
Yeah, you can put it away and store it for months on end.
You don't need to clean it with soap. It will.
No, don't use soap. No, what the soap gets into the pores, takes it out. And the other problem is you just constantly think about those pores. Anything you put in there can get to those pores. Now, if you do cook something with tomato, you do cook something acidic, you might decide to make like a cider casserole.
Yeah, you can use aluminium foil to clean rust.
Yeah. If you do that, you've then got the acid in the pores. What you then want to do is fill it with water, bring it to a good rolling boil for at least 10-15 minutes, pores open up, all that vinegar, all that nasty comes out. Okay.
Yeah, never put it in the dishwasher. No, you're right.
Empty it out. Give it a good towel drying off, back in the oven, heat it up to evaporate the water off of it, re-season it with oil. It's as simple as that.
For someone not knowing how to
use, never use detergents on them.
And no scrubbing with a flipping Brillo.
Don't scrub them. I mean, it's one of those items, you flavour the metal. You really do. It tastes, the food tastes better. It doesn't taste metallic, but the method of cooking has its own distinctive flavour.
But by someone not knowing how to use it, you've got yourself a bargain.
Yeah. It's don't let other people use it as well.
No. Don't let them scrape it and use wooden spoons in it.
Yeah, wooden implements, no metal implements in it. Treat it like you would non-stick at the end of the day. Be fairly
It really grates me when you see someone poking it with a metal fork.
Yeah.
You think, no, wood. Just use wood.
If you're going to do a camp somewhere and somebody says, "Can I borrow your cast iron?" You're literally like, "No, it's treasure. It's your cast iron. It's your baby."
All salt and pepper, never wash. Yeah.
Maud, Tara, take it easy, guys.
Have a good night. And watch out for that frost. Don't get your frostbite butt.
Yeah. Look at that. It's really hurting now.
You'll have to go and see someone about that. Yeah. I'll take it to the vets tomorrow.
I'll get it amputated. Yeah, you got to take care of it.
But we've got quite a few cast iron bits. We've got some really nice bits from Temu.
Yeah, and even if you aren't going to heat it in the oven when you first get it, just give it a wipe round. A cloth with a little bit of cooking oil and a high temperature of cooking oil, give it a wipe round with that. I watched something the other day and they were like, yeah, I could buy a wipe round with WD-40 to look after it. Yeah, that's an engine oil. It's a mineral engine oil. It gets into the pores. You're putting that crap into you. You don't want to do that. Just do what our ancestors did. I mean, my nan would have been on here now and she'd be going, "Do you know what you want to wipe that round with? Lard. Yeah. bit of beef lard round there. That will sort that. And if you can get it, if you can get a bit of beef lard, it's going to impart its own flavour and that. People say, "Oh yeah, what if it goes rancid?" Right. When you first use that oven or that Dutch oven or your cast iron, you're going to bring it up to a temperature. You're going to bring it up to a temperature that is that high that's going to sterilise it. Every time you use it, you re-sterilise it. So there is no issue. Any excess burns off, comes off in the smoke. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. that's it. I mean, it's nice when you get a decent cast iron stuff because they are so useful. I mean, is it Jason used ours when we had the camp and cooked stuff at it, that in it. Yeah.
I mean, one of the nicest things you can do in a Dutch oven, I think, is bread. Whether it be making bannocks or making an actual loaf, that's the goal to go for.
Bit of net on it.
When you can when you can bake yourself a nice little loaf in the Dutch oven, you know you've got it sussed. Things like stews and that, it's a go-to for me. I'm forever stewing. I think the best technique for survival food in the world is stew it. It sterilises it. You can keep a rolling boil going for days if need be, and just keep topping it up. And the flavour just increases. It just gets deeper and deeper. For any of you that have ever had a curry the day after,
I always love stew the day after. I'd rather make it one day and then have it the next day because it always tastes much better.
And again, you can take some, if you're not sure about baking, you're starting out. Dumplings. Dumplings in the Dutch oven, you get people saying to me, these are cheating, like these easy cook bread mixes, right? They are.
But there's so many different ones you can get now.
Kaz has got arthritis. It's hard for her to do all the kneading and that. My hands are quite often covered. Well, my hands are covered in gun oil at the moment and muck. We'll want to get the bread, so you get an easy mix like that. Makes life a lot easier, and I can probably stack 50 of these on a shelf without worrying about it.
Get a flat box, a plastic box. You can put loads in there. They do cheese and onion ones. They do rye.
And again, things like the dumpling mix. That stuff, really and truthfully, I will say to you, is a gold mine. It is a gem. If you want to put together a little survival cupboard, stick yourself in a dozen of those over a month or two.
And bottles full of lentils and pulses and that.
The other bonus with those bottles, and this is an obvious thing, but it only come to me when I was looking at the bottle earlier on, was the fact you don't have to label it. All you got to do is write the date on the top because it's a clear bottle. You pick it up and see what's in it.
If you're somewhere that's running near water and your little bottle starts rolling down, it'll float.
Yeah. And the other thing is you could hydrate your rice in that. So, and I can't remember what the measure is. Is it 1 to 3 rice and water?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. See, 1 to 3 in there. Fill it with water.
That's clear. All you've got to do is take the little label off, which I hadn't done. But and it's got quite a rugged. It's got a rugged bottom.
I'm not going to answer that one, Simon. No. No. Won't go there. So basically, let's throw me a bit. So when we're talking about survival, what we're talking about, really, truthfully, as Kaz was saying earlier on, the media at the moment is hyping things up. They're saying, it's going to be Third World War. The Russians.
You're not a horror.
Right. Reality of it, let's get through simple facts. It's unlikely.
There are pet Tasmanian dizzle.
It's unlikely. Right. Predominant wind is to the east. Anything that hits Europe is going to blow back over the Soviet Union, or Soviet Union that doesn't exist anymore, back over Russia and that. And at the end of the day, pushing the button is a self-destructive thing. It's all known. Well, the biggest threat, I think, today is cyber warfare. It is sleeper cells disrupting things. The easiest way to control a country these days is through its media, through its population, through brainwashing people into doing silly things and having silly ideas, and knocking out the basics. I mean, you take it quite simply. In the UK, if you knocked out the power system for 48 hours, create pandemonium. You knock out the banking system for 48 hours, creates pandemonium. It's quite easy to disrupt a country. And if you can take a country's eyes and ears away from it, there's a lot you can get up to at that time. So I don't think we're still in an era of button pushing.
No, I think we've gone beyond that now.
We're in a disruptive period.
Mm.
No worry, mate. No worry.
Go and take yourself out from the corner and have a word.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean that.
Yeah. No, it's so. What can you do?
Mm.
You've got to work to what is realistic for you, what you need. And we all live in different parts of the world. Some of us have really tough winters. Some of us have quite mild winters. Some of us normally have mild winters, and every 30 or 40 years, it throws a wobbly, creates pandemonium. Great storm of 89, the winter of 65, 66 and 67. You know, these events can happen, can be triggered, can occur. When they do, we all suddenly find ourselves unable to get supplies because the supplies can't get to the shops. That creates pandemonium. As soon as the newspapers go, oh no, there's going to be a shortage of toilet roll, toothpaste, aspirin,
no, we just can't get
bread,
snow. Exactly.
There becomes a panic buy, and everybody runs out, bulk buys stuff that they don't need, and it creates crap. You as a good prepper will sit there and go, I can't get any bread. Oh dear, I'll take one of those off the shelf then. Let's make a loaf of bread.
Yeah,
right?
Or rolls.
And a loaf of bread for an average family is probably a day or two. Things like toast, sandwiches and so on.
Mm.
And again, if you've got a Dutch oven and the power's off, there's your answer. If you really want to treat me and the power's off, take your bacon, fry your bacon in your Dutch oven, okay?
And your onions.
Your onions. Take those out, put them to one side, let them cool a little bit. Take your dumpling mix it up, roll it out flat, layer it with bacon and onions and some cheese. That's the secret.
And
some
roll
cheese.
it.
Roll it up, make a ring, drop it into your Dutch oven on
and
a bit of baking
cheese
paper.
On top.
Sprinkle some cheese on top, crack on some black pepper, and then just cook it over slowly. All right? No panic, no rush. Just cook it over slowly. Absolutely don't. I love bacon pudding. Oh, blimey. It's simple.
Stick to your ribs, what my granny would say.
Old-fashioned food that fed a family on a limited budget. Really come to its own during the Second World War with rationing, but meant that you could put calories into people. And that's the priority. Get the calories in, right? Cold weather. High energy. You're going to be doing things. You want those long, slow burns.
No, I'm not
keep your body ticking over. Keep your body temperature up. Keep you able to function. There's nothing worse than trying to survive the cold living on lettuce. It really is not fun.
You're right. Yeah. How long was the Jaguar Land Rover down for?
Yeah.
Thing is, a lot of people nowadays, they're bringing up a generation that don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
They go into a shop and they will buy frozen mashed potato. They will buy ready-made meals. Yeah, if you stuck them down and said, right, do it from scratch, they have a queue. My friend, she was horrified that her son's wife, she was 18, she'd give her a call to ask, how do you cook cabbage? She didn't have a clue how to cook cabbage.
Yeah. I had somebody's daughter this week get hold of him and ask, how do I know the milk's good?
Hi, Mike.
Right. So again, it's that sort of thing. And so, how do you combat that? Those of you with youngsters, grandkids, and so on, next time they're around. So I tell you what, let's cook an old-fashioned dish. Do something like a simple, like dumplings, or get one of these, make some bread. Get them interested in it, because that's how they start learning. They gain that bit of interest. They want to then know.
I mean, said, when was the last time you didn't have power for 10 days? If you're really wondering how you get on, run the scenario at home. Yeah. You want gas and
shut yourself down for 24 hours.
You want gas and a burner or two and a few candles. Yeah. It's amazing how much heat a candle lets off.
Yeah. Shut yourself down for 24 hours. Test yourself. Have a go with it.
Yeah, we had that same chat, didn't we, Kiwi? Yeah.
And you do simple things like, and I know people go, ooh. So last time me and Caroline did a 24-hour no power test run, what did we do? Spent most of the time in bed, didn't we?
Yeah.
We snuggled up together, we kept warm, we read books, we
Yeah.
shared time together, we discussed how we would manage, what we got to do, what's the next job.
Yeah, like working out which room in the house
is the
best.
Yeah.
We worked out it's of the bedroom or downstairs. If we shut all the curtains and we got a sitting room that goes through to a dining room, but we've got curtain that goes across.
If we shut
that,
off,
you can make that is perfect.
Yeah. So you then start working out where your basically warmest room in your house is. That becomes your shelter place. And again, rather than get into a situation of trying to figure out where it is, you already know.
That's it, Teresa. Yes, you eat out of packs. Yeah, I buy the Idaho mash because it's hard to mash with my hands as they are. Yeah. But you can do that, but as long as you've got that knowledge that you know how to cook meal as well, then you're laughing. You really are. I was
saying to somebody about, like, we were on about, well, again, it's Americans, about things you don't like. And I said, I don't like dried peas. I never liked dried peas. However, it was probably because as a kid, I ate a lot of dried peas. And you had dried peas. Surely they come in the freezer. And I said, no, dried peas.
Is that Mr. Living Lavu?
Dried peas, lentils, all that sort of thing. Easy stuff.
Oh, thank you, Lavu. Thank you.
And when you look at the things like beans and that, and all the beans, all the legumes, are full of protein. So again, you're getting energy, you're getting protein. And again, that balance of protein helps to build muscle. It helps the body to repair itself. People say to me that they're going to go without meat completely. They can survive in a wilderness situation with no meat. And I've always argued the one thing you cannot get outside of meat very easily is amino acids. And no amino acids, the body can't rebuild itself. So you've got to find that balance.
Naughty boy. He's gifted 20 gift memberships.
How you doing, mate?
No, he's got Mac on yet.
Yeah, he's no Mac on tonight. Lavu, you are a legend, mate. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Legend.
Now, so, for you all to know, okay, so it's been a busy year. I've been doing a lot. I've had a lot going on. Things are changing rapidly. I know I keep saying it. Things are changing. More adventures to come. Okay, there will be more adventures. There's going to be a couple of new things that are coming in that are going to enable us to have more adventures. I am getting my canoe. I said I'd wait till the winter to find my canoe.
We've had some volunteers that have volunteered to come and help us sort the trailer out.
Yeah.
The one that takes my mobility scooter, but it's also sleeping, and it's also got a outside kitchen with
that's going to become a camp trailer.
Yep.
So next year we intend to get out and have some more adventures. Me and Kaz. It won't be just me at the camps and that. It will be Kaz. The idea is to get out. I want to do the west of Britain. Okay, that's my goal next year. Not the east side of Britain. I'm not knocking the east side of Britain. I can only do one thing at a time. But I want to start by going back down to my turf, down in the southwest, and then next year working my way up the west side of Britain. So I want to do Wales. I want to do Scotland. I would dearly love to go to the Isle of Man for a few days.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Ireland.
There's an island, yeah. I want to travel across to Ireland. So I'm being drawn towards the sunsets. Lured towards the sunsets. The goddess of sunsets. She's going, come to me.
Yeah.
Come to me.
I love to see when the sun goes down and you see the golden line to Terranana. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Bushcraft Sussex. How you doing?
Hi, Sussex. Bless you, my friend. Yeah. Republic of Wales. Yeah, you were in the Republic of Wales. I was in the Republic of Cornwall.
Yeah, Terranana. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've been asked to.
I don't want to mispronounce it.
I'm in the process of working out So an Indigenous friend who I would like to dearly visit one day, said, I asked him to tell me a story of his people. And he said to me, I'll tell you a story of my people, but you first got to tell me
Chopping
a
balls.
story of your
Perfect
people.
for this time of year.
You've got to tell me a story of your folk.
Going to have to visit you and come and see some of your stuff.
So I've been looking into my history. And I've been looking into the history of the West Country. Because, and I'm not being nasty or rude, I'm not just saying, oh, West Country is my passion. It has its history, especially Cornwall, Devon, but Cornwall especially has its own secular history, its own ancient rites, its own language, its own time, which is very closely linked to Wales and that, and Brittany, but it never gets mentioned. So I'm pushing to start telling some of the tales and the history of those people. It came to me when I was visiting King Donat Stone, and I did feel that it's a tale that's not told. So that's I'm gonna go through it, and the idea is to create a story or a story of those people that I can tell this Indigenous person, and in return, he's then going to tell me the story of his people. So I'm working on that at the moment, and I might even run that by you guys over a couple of Sundays. As I put chapters together, I might see what you think, run it past you, because I know I'll get honest answers from you guys, and I'm not particularly clever when it comes to writing things. I'm okay with talking through, but that's about it. Sticks, hello brother. Sticks, you tart. What flavour? Jam?
He went to know, was it a traveller man I was talking to, boy?
No, he was.
Yeah, again, me and Kiwi were talking exactly about this today, weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, about culture. Because again, I think every single one of you has your own cultural background. Okay, whether it be recent cultural background, your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, whether it be your more ancient background. Many of us have ancestors who have come from other places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sussex, I'm from Sussex born as well.
Yeah, and it's something to be proud of. And because every single place, no matter where it is in the world, every single place has a fantastic history, tradition, whether it be oral, whether it be written or whatever. But these things are all getting lost. They're getting
Kingdom of England,
yeah, they're getting wiped by media, people with political ideals and that. So let's try and keep our stories alive. Let's keep our histories. And I know, hopefully, I was terrified when I did that short. I was absolutely terrified that I would be accused of being racist or anything, and I wasn't. Which quite pleased me, because again, it's that thing of whoever you are, your history is important.
Oh, excellent! New Weird Brothers Bros video out today.
Excellent. I should watch that
one
tonight.
tribe. Be one tribe.
Yeah. Be one tribe. That's fine, but know your background.
It's like when you go into Sussex, you know that because my father, that as soon as you see that particular yellow paint on the windowsills and the door, then you know that you're in. It's like you know when you're in the Cotswolds, because you've got the Cotswold sandstone.
Yeah.
And
Somerset. Lovely place. Yeah.
See, my dad was all from Sussex, but my mother's father, they're all from London.
Well, my ancestry goes back to the West Country and to Ireland, to Limerick.
Yeah, Petworth. Yeah.
So, somewhere in my line, somebody came. I think it's about 5-6 generations back. But there is a lot of talk in my family about the great aunt apparently come from Limerick, and that's a story tale for you. Apparently she came over and she was very successful. She opened a little store that was very successful until she
fantastic.
Found she liked the bottle and drunk it all away. But there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you knew which, you always from that lot. Yeah.
So again, find your ancestry, be proud of it. And even if you can't find it, if you're one of these people that's lost without it, then find where your passion is. You'll find that your soul and your heart will take you to where you belong. And, if that's what feels right for you, is right.
I put it down. Forest Goblin, I love that dress. When we met up with Kitten and Paula when they came, we took them just a small part of that, and we passed on to them, a bit of his, so they knew a bit more about. We took them to the Devil's Punch Bowl and explained to them, about Gibbet Hill and things like that. It's
so Tess.
Jess. Great Farndle.
So Jess, what I would ask of you when I come up.
Hi, John.
Camp, could you please bring me a cup of tea first thing in the morning? Wear a penny, right? And then you could be my Forest Goblin teas mate. Hey!
Yeah, John's in the house.
Hi, John. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, see, Kiwi was asking, had you been in? And I said to him, I thought that you were away on your camp.
Their first week.
So you're out on your lovely lake.
Yeah, how's your camp going, mate? I hope it's going good for you. And if there's anybody there that's with John and that, hi, you all. Hope you're having an awesome time. He's a good guy, your John. Yeah, we absolutely adore him. And from me, the channel, and everybody here, have an awesome week. Enjoy yourselves. It's wish we were there with you, to be honest with you. It's bloody cold here.
Yeah, we were crazy. Willow's got his winter coat on, and he really needs to go and see the groomer tomorrow because he's starting to look so scruffy.
Their teammate commits crime.
Evening, Mac.
Yeah. Hi, Mac. How you doing, brother? I hope you're good.
Yeah. Lavu was gifted you a membership to the thing.
Yeah, do excuse me.
Instead, yeah.
I'm nursing painful bits today. Like I say, the arthritis in the hands copped it over the last couple of days. The elbows copped it, and I'm a bit achy, but it's all good.
Oh, bacon! Yeah, we got some bacon in there. We got some maple smoked bacon, and I might have some of that.
Yeah. So, John, Kiwi coming around today. I wasn't here. I was on and off, and yeah, he's a very, very happy Kiwi. Mm-hmm. Very, very excited. I think he's probably going to sleep in the garden tonight in his spinning bag. But yeah, and the item has been procured from stores. It is with Kiwi. We'll give it packed up by Kiwi, and we'll send it out to you.
And you got a double dose of HP.
A double dose of brand sauce.
Brand sauce. Yeah. So it lasts you a bit longer. Yeah. And yeah, you can hoard it to yourself. We know you're prepping it. And
yeah, definitely.
That would be lovely, Jess. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, don't mind a bit of twigs. Yeah, it's good for getting bits out your teeth, you know. Yeah. Well, I don't mind as long as there's no ladybirds on the leaves. Because
whilst I've been away, has anybody given me an update on whether the King of Jedburgh has managed to conquer Scotland yet, or how's he getting on? I know I saw him and his handmaiden and his queen. I
was actually thinking about the fruity HP. They do a curry one, don't they?
I know he was on about sort of calling up hundreds of thousands of warriors to come and support him. I just wondered how they got on. I've been away. I haven't seen anything or been able to catch up with it. Mind you, do that tomorrow, I suppose. Ousted by enforcement. Thought he might be. I was hoping it was going to be the winter. I have a house now.
They would never have survived in that normal little tent. There's no way. They needed a Lavu, and but the mess, the absolute mess of carrier bags
has a
and
house now.
stuff, yeah.
That's annoying because I
Oh,
know
really?
so many places there are waiting lists and people have waited for tens of years for a home. When Simon got a flat, he got a parking ticket. He deserves more than a parking ticket.
Isn't it everything, John? Everything's starting to get hard to come across, isn't it? It's yeah. We noticed that when we went to the last military show.
Yeah.
What we normally used to see army surplus wise, stalls, there was very little, wasn't it?
Yeah. We went camping and my mate had a carrier bag. I hid it for the video I was making. You mean guy. You mean guy. So, other than that, I haven't even asked you. Hope you're all good. I hope wherever you are in this world, you're having an awesome time. Hope your week went well.
You coming up? You
as I
say,
John? Ours was a little bit hectic this week. Tomorrow, I've been up sort of 3 in the morning every morning, and I've been like first one up, last one to bed.
Simon, I've got to make a confession. I put it at, while he was away yesterday. Kiwi knows what I did, and Mac knows what I did. My neighbour came round. She's she's old, a few years older than us.
Did you bring it back up here?
No, she's got it round there at the moment. So, yeah, she got the glass.
Just in case, yeah.
So anyway, the neighbour came round, and what happened is someone had brought her round a parcel. Well, they said to her, "I've got a parcel for you." She went round to their house and came back. Went to open her door and it was locked. So she'd locked herself out again. It's not the first. She's done it quite a few times now, but last time she had I think it was £700 for the locksmith to come and fix it. So anyway, she said, "Can I have my spare key? Because I've got a spare key for her house." She went round, come back again, and said, "No, I can't do it. What's happened is I've left my key in the door, so she can't do it." So then I got her a coffee, and then she went back round to try and work out how, when you did it before, for how to get into the house, to the back garden, and that. Well, she couldn't do it, so she come back. She said, "I don't know what I'm going to do." And then I said, "Well, he's not going to be home till 9 o'clock." And she said, "What I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to break one of the double glazing panels in the front door, on the edge of the front. There's 4. Break one of those so I can reach in and take the key out." So she said, "But the problem is, all the tools I have are in the house, and of course I can't get into the house." "Oh, well." So I said, "Well, what we've got an old military pickaxe handle, the ones with the metal sleeve at the top." And I said, "That'll do it." She said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100% it'll do." So anyway, I gave her this pickaxe handle. It's really heavy. And she went out. And about 10, 15 minutes later, she came back. And she goes, "I can't do it. It won't break." She said, "I've tried." And she said, "It must be like toughened glass because it won't break." So, and she was looking really upset. She said, "I don't know what I'm going to do." I said, "I'll tell you what, when I'll just rest my knees a bit, because I've been walking around a bit." And I said, "What I'll do is I'll go around and give it a go." She said, "Well, I don't want you to hurt yourself." I said, "No, I'll be fine." And I said, "That's the reason you've got the pickaxe handle. It's long, and there's no way I'm going to get anywhere near the glass." So what I did is I went round there and I looked at the glass panel. It's double glazed. So I stood with my back to the door, took one almighty swing, and it bounced off the glass. So it made me a bit angry. So I used all my pent up anger that I've been storing up.
I've focused it.
And the second it went, so the first pane broke. Took another swing and took the other pane out. So I sort of pushed out through the glass out, walked back round, and I walked in, and she's getting upset, and I said, "All done." She goes, "Well, you done it?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." She said, "Oh."
So there you go. In the event of the SHTF, Caroline is the door breaching team. She will breach. I will follow up with Mac, and we will clear the rooms as we go through, and she will secure the exit.
See, it
for
had
us.
to be a military one. Anyone else, it wouldn't have done. Yeah.
So once everything's cleared, yeah, we've got a safe exit.
So yeah, so now she's broke.
Yeah. My wife is the breacher. That reminds me of a TV series.
She'd actually said to me, Caroline, I want the bottom right hand one done. Good job she did that, because I would have taken out the left hand one because it's nearer to the door. But yeah.
Kaz breacher. So you're gonna we make the film about.
So I put a message yesterday to everyone. Yeah. Today I've been mostly breaking into a next door neighbour's house with a pickaxe handle.
Smoke flashes and charges. Yeah.
Well, the thing, as a youngster, I grew up. My uncle had a farm in Sussex. Yeah, Sussex. So of course I spent a lot of time there, logging and doing things like that. And yeah,
tea banging, smoking. Kaz breaches, tea banging, smoking.
See, it's the quiet ones, isn't it? It's the ones you wouldn't thought. Yeah. Little old lady in a mobility scooter, she can't do that. Oh dear!
Don't judge a book by its cover.
No.
Right? Yeah, there we go. Hey, fussy boy.
So I can really say, you don't know what you're messing with here.
You miss me.
Hello, little. Look at that scruff. Look at the state of it.
Little lad's missed me for the last few days. He give me big cuddles now because he's not seen me for a few days. Or when he has seen me, it's been like I literally for 4 days I've come in, kissed Kaz, got a cup of tea, gone to sleep. 4 hours later, got up, had a wash, shave, gone. Because again, although it was quite long periods, I had to get there and get back as well. So yeah, it's a long one.
But yeah, she was most. So I said to her, take it home, and get the rest of the glass out.
Yeah.
And she's gonna.
Yeah, no problem. I can give it a lick of paint. That's not a problem.
No, I didn't mark it. No. Good. I actually said to her, "How did you hit it?" I said, "You hit it." Oh, and she goes, "No, I just went." But no, I put me back to it, and literally to the wall. Yeah.
Swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had that when we're doing like car windows for extractions and that. And you say to the guys, "What would you do? I want you to break the window." I don't know, I've seen people almost hit themselves in the face with a heart. Yeah. Because they swung it and they hit the wrong part of the window, and the window flexes and bounces.
Yeah, and I did do it in the corner.
Yeah.
Because I said to her, don't hit it in the middle. It's got to be in the corner. Yeah. But I was determined that
it's crazy, isn't it? It's actually cheaper to break a double glazed window than it is to get a locksmith in.
Well, I actually said to her, I think what she should do is put a perspex one in. Yeah. Because if it happens again,
you should pop it out.
Yeah. Idea. Come the revolution, Owen. I'll be there on my scooter with me pickaxe handle and me jousting rod.
John,
taking everyone out.
She would have done, but she doesn't have access to my gun cabinet.
You should see me with a catapult.
I've got some 1 ounce leads in there. They would have done the hinges quite easily.
Yeah. I suddenly thought afterwards, I thought, God, I wonder what the neighbours thought. Yeah. Because they me going hopping round to Carol's house and take the window out.
Her at 69's lost it. That's it. Get the kids in.
Yeah.
Secure the house. There's probably people still hiding in their bedrooms.
Send the people out with the white coats.
Barricade themselves in.
Luckily, Annie, I must say, it is their own house. Yeah. It's not a council or authority house. Yeah. It's her own home. So, yes, I had the owner's permission to do so.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that
I've had a couple of mates do silly things like that too. You know, you say, like, why didn't you break the little window that I can get from the scrapyard? Why did you break the big window that's going to be damned expensive? Also, I broke a car window as a nipper with my forehead. This is a moment of stupidity. So we used to have a very rural area, massive car park in the middle of nowhere. So it was a hangout for the teens, shall we say. We'd all go up there, and there'd be a couple of the older lads with cars and that, and they would do silly things, right? Rather than do it on the road, at least they were just doing it on a dirt car park. Weren't getting up to any speed, but they'd donuts and things like that. And I remember running up to it was a Hillman Hunter. So I built about 60s, and I remember running up to it to dive in through the window, to run up as he'd come round, dive through the window, and end up on the passenger seat. I didn't realise the window was shut because it was dark, and took the window out with my head. Anyhow, right, that's 125. I've just had a warning on my internet that the my connection is unstable.
What it means is we're unstable.
Yeah,
it's not the connection.
It's probably at this moment the government have actually decided to have a look and have a listen. What I would like to say to the UK government, CIA, MI5, MI6, and any of the other intelligence agencies that might be scanning this, welcome. Hope you've had a glorious day. Hope you're having a good week. You ain't got nothing to worry about with us. We're law-abiding folks.
If they come for me, the dumpling mix told me to do it. Night, Simon. Enjoy your out and about.
Take it
but I'll tell you that's a nice looking knife that I showed you, didn't I? So that's a really nice looking knife.
Yeah, Opinel. Good knives. Very good knives. In fact, I don't know if you all remember that. So that was the Opinel box that my little friend with the scalps got me, and I've still got my Opinel in its presentation box. There we go. Cracking knives.
Yeah.
You know, made in France.
Yeah, he said it was an Opinel. Your FBI minder is crying in the corner. Oh dear. Give him a tissue and tell him to shut up.
Tell him I'm not going to be at work Monday. I'm not coming in. I don't care what you say. It's God, it's been a long one. Where are we time-wise? 127. We'll push it on for another 10-15 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to sack. My eyes are absolutely.
You do look like a mole.
They're like pea holes in the snow. Oh, update for you, gentlemen. Sorry about this, ladies, but an update for you, gentlemen. Everything's working fine. Everything's functioning as it should. I'm no longer longer writing my name in the snow with Morse code. Drip, 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 drop, drop, drop. I can now do full joined up and actually sign it off with an exclamation mark. It's brilliant. So any of you that might be facing Eurolift or anything like that as an operation in the near future, superb. Well worth it. Well worth it, guys.
Chris Cross Sussex said he snapped his Opinel trying to make a wall from a tree trunk.
Oh no, gutted.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet I was that.
Yeah, I bet you said a few choice words.
Yeah, I bet you did. Yeah, so all is good. It's functioning well, and I'm getting back into. I'm still having to be a bit cautious. Obviously, operations in your midriff and that, move things about. I've got to take it a little bit easy, but it's getting better.
But so this week he's doing editing the videos that we took down there. I've already downloaded all the photographs that I've taken for the different for the Knights Templar Chapel, Davistone Moor, and the Cheese Ring and the Hurlers.
Yeah. So if you want, what I'm toying with doing again is I'm going to do a couple of videos. I don't want to make them too long, so I'll do a couple of videos about our trip and that. And I'm also going to do a separate video where what I'll do is I'll take all Caroline's pictures, put it to music, and hopefully give you guys that have never visited or been to the West Country.
There's quite a few
of
have a look. There's quite a few of the what's left of the buildings on the moor, and there is quite a lot of cows and sheep. There's a lot of Herdwicks on the moors at the moment. It's not. They're a breed of sheep, the ones with a grey sort of body with the white face. They don't find them so much in Cornwall. Usually, you'll find them in the Lake District and Cumbria. And there was loads of belted Galloways, which made my day, and a lot of the blues, the English blues.
English blues, and there was also some Angus out there.
Yeah, there was quite a nice mixture,
mix,
and a couple of foals as well. So
yeah, it was good to see, wasn't it? Hey, Jess, if it works, it works. This is something I've often said to people about knife snobbery. I come across it all the time. There's people get quite snobby about knives, right? If you find something that works for you, that's the key. 3 things to know about knife buying, right? My 3 top tips for buying a knife or even making a knife. Firstly, forget about the blade to start off with.
It's got to fit right in your hand, isn't it?
Pick it up. Make sure it fits, right? If that
it's hard to do if you're ordering it online.
Handle's got to fit your hand, right? If the handle doesn't fit your hand, it doesn't matter how good the blade is, you're never going to be able to operate it properly. Okay, so the handle is the first thing. That's the bit you're contacting. You need a good grip. It's got to feel right. You've got to be able to manipulate it, maneuver it. Then you go to the blade. Now, there's 2 schools of thoughts on blade. There is the one that we see all the time, which is, can I cut a 6-inch nail with this knife? Will it survive that? Well, that's awesome. Yes, you cut a 6-inch nail with your knife. You can chop house bricks in half with your knife. That's brilliant. Until you need to sharpen it. Then it's going to be a problem. Or, God forbid, you chip the blade. Now you've got to sort that knife out, because a blade with a chip in it is just a pain in the arse and useless. Or do you go for a slightly softer metal that you can sharpen on almost anything? Now, when I say that, I've often gone back to something which I read years ago when I first got into blacksmithing. It makes a lot of sense to me that the most efficient fighting sword that was ever made was the bronze sword. And initially when I heard that, I was like, really? It's not a hard metal. It's not going to hold an edge for a long period of time. And the guy said it was really, truthfully, not that it held an edge. It would hold enough of an edge to fight with, enough of an edge to work with. But if you damaged it, it could be sharpened on a stone. It could be bent straight again. And this is the other thing. Hard steels become brittle. They snap. When they snap, you've got a knife edge in that hand, which you can't handle, grip or use, and a handle that end, which is of no use to anybody other than kindling. If you've got a slightly softer blade that has got flex in it, or will give and bend a little bit, you've got something you can straighten and still use to do the jobs. Now, softer metals are obviously never going to be able to be sharpened to the same extent as the brittle metals or the hard metals. And again, they're not going to be maybe as pretty or as nice or definitely as expensive. But that softer knife, you're going to be able to carry for years. You'll be able to pick up a river wash stone and get a workable edge onto it. Okay, so it's find what suits you, find what works for you. And don't get me wrong, there are some stunning high quality steel knives out there, absolute beauties. But I still go with the old RAF or Army MOD survival knife as my big knife. I've carried it for 30 plus years. I've used it all over the place and I've abused the hell out of it. And yes, the blade will deform. It's not the hardest in the world. It will chip, it will take a dink, but I can sit there for 10 minutes with a stone and sort it out. So that's how I see it. It causes me a lot of grief because I get a lot of survivalists come back to me and go, oh, but I've got a such and such made with such and such steel and such and such and such and such, and I can cut 6-inch nails in half with it. Awesome.
Why?
But when you're out on the moors with me and you're sitting there with your blunt, super hard steel knife, desperately trying to sharpen it on something because really it's just now become a lump of metal.
Kate, isn't it late?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before I forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on Instagram, pop over to Tarpack,
Yeah.
and check out their some of their posts. They got some fantastic photographs of using of their products, yeah, in Devon, and there's some great storylines. So yeah, please, give a watch to them. I don't know, they're on Facebook as well.
Show some love and support.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
Chris Hobday, yes, you're right. It is a heavy old knife, but I've had the same conversation with people recently. In actual fact, very recently, just in the last few days, with a pilot, and he was talking about weight, and I said to him, the thing is, what you got to remember with a survival knife, okay, you're not going to carry one. And he went, wow. And I said, look, I've always got a fine edge around my neck. I normally got a fine edge knife with me somewhere. I've got scalpels in my survival tin. I've got fine cutting tools that will do fine cutting tasks, food preparation, and so on. What I want from my survival knife is something I can use to hack down. And bear in mind, I'm thinking of using it in situations where I might not have all my kit. So I want something that I can hack with. I can use it as an axe. I can use it to clear undergrowth. I can use it as a brutal working tool. And it is. I mean, the MOD survival knife, I've said to people time and time out, it's a brutal tool for brutal jobs. But it's one bonus. If you need to fell something, yes, it will take a bit of time hacking away at it, but you can do it. And again, I mean, when they first designed the knife, these first parameters first came out, the first spec it was a RAF survival knife. This was going back to a time when aircraft were canvas and aluminium skins. And part of the specs was that a pilot would need to hack his way out through the skin of an aircraft. Yeah, or a crewman could hack his way out through the skin of an aircraft. They wanted something that basically had the weight, could be used. The other thing is, it's never going to let you down. It can be used as a pry, it can be used as a lever, it has to be able to be driven into a petrol can. It can do all those jobs. It ain't pretty, it ain't nice. I often get told as well the handles are too bulky, but when the guys designed it, they actually designed it with a thought ethos that give you enough handle that you can actually shave it back to fit your hand, which I did with mine. Like I say, this is 30 plus years and it's been all over with me. So the modifications I made to mine, well, the first thing is the sheath. So the sheath is designed to be a left-handed sheath. Okay, when you think about how you carry your kit and that, it was designed to be on the left-hand side. But I used a Kydex insert to rotate the sheath around the opposite way and also act as a lock for the knife, which now means that when it hangs correctly, I'm not going to lose it easily. It does what I want. It doesn't roll over and rotate because the handle is super heavy on these. And as you see, it's had a fair bit of use and abuse. It's definitely not as deep as it used to be. And I changed the bevel slightly to give me a more improved edge. That takes a bit of time and effort, but it's soft enough to do that. I've then put a divot in there, which lines up with my thumb, okay, which allows me to get a bit more control for fine work. But I've also made that so that it works for my ferro rod. So I can roll it over and use it on a ferro rod. The next thing I did was I took the guard off the top, because these, as a standard, have a guard top and bottom. It's a pain in the bum. Took it off the top. So again, it gives me that control. The handle, as you can see, I've actually taken it down and done it specifically so that my hand fits it. So I've got the maximum control. The next thing I did, where the wood of the handle normally comes all the way up to the end of the tang, I took it off, because one of the things I find myself doing occasionally with this, maybe prying or driving it into something. If the handle comes up, that striking on there and battening as well is going to fracture the handle. By taking it down, it moves it away. But it also means that in the event that I need something thicker, and I've done it recently with a manhole cover that I had to move, I can pry with that end rather than the pointy end. Okay, so that's my modifications to mine. Alongside that, on the sheath, I sticked in, that's just stitched in a bit of elastic, and I got a large ferro rod in there, so it literally goes as a oneer. On top of that, I've got basically a rubber band on there. That rubber band allows me to put a small finer knife in there, something like the SC Azula, and basically means that I've got my fine eating implement, personal implement there, but the brutal is up there. And that was the beauty of that knife. It is very adaptable. They're getting hard to find out. They're no longer in service, so they're no longer an issue piece of kit. The ones that are an issue are slowly being withdrawn and finding their way into surplus stores. And a lot of the surplus stores and collectors are starting to realise that in another 20 or 30 years, that knife is going to be a legend, and its value will just go up and up and up. J. Adams, who are the original manufacturer, are still producing them. You're looking at £80 to £120 now. I guarantee you, in 20 years, it'll be £450 to £500, right? Because they're going to get as rare as hen's teeth. And people, they're a legend now. They're going to become even more of a legend later on. Jess, if you want to get hold of one, right, there are two models. Okay, the original MOD knife is by a company called J. Adams.
Right, John, have a good time.
If you Google J. Adams survival knife, that will come up. A company called Webtex realised, and this goes back to when J. Adams just made them for the MOD. They didn't sell them privately. They just made them for the MOD. So a company called Webtex was set up. And what Webtex did was they supplied kit to reservists, or what they used to call the TA, to soldiers that wanted to buy additional gear. So what they did was they looked at the issue kit, modified it. They made webbing with extra pouches. They made adaptive belts. They made different smocks. They made all sorts of gear. But they got the license from J. Adams to make an exact copy. And unlike a lot of companies, they actually went with the same specs, the same quality steel, the same quality handle. Mine is a Webtex, but like I say, that's had 30 years of abuse. It's never let me down. It's as good as the J. Adams. The only difference between that and the J. Adams is that one is stamped Webtex. The J. Adams is stamped J. Adams, and quite often has a military number after it, and that's a catalogue number for the military. If you can get a J. Adams, if you can save the pennies, put it to one side, get yourself a J. Adams, because they are going to be the ultimate collectible. But they are, I will say, heavy, brutal, but they were designed for purely survival. They're not designed to be pretty. They're not designed to be artistic. They're designed to do any job pretty well. It's jack of all trades, master of none. There are knives that are better for carving. There are knives that are better for felling. There are knives that are better for artistic or food prep. That was designed with the ethos. One guy, aircraft, middle of the Amazonian rainforest. He crawls out the wreck. He's got a bit of gear around him and that blade. Off you go.
Okay. Good boy.
Yeah.
Good
now,
boy.
The other thing to be aware of, there are 2 or 3 companies out there at the moment doing knockoffs. They do them fairly cheap. They're not stamped either Webtex or J. Adams. They're blanks. They're not bad knives themselves. They're not too bad at all. They're not made to quite the same standard, but well worth having. Well worth having. Yeah, exactly that. And you find what works for you and run with it. I mean, my 2 longest serving knives Neither of them cost me more than £50 when I bought them, and they've done me 30 odd years. They to the point that I know my sons will have them, and my sons will probably have them through their lives.
The Sami knife I bought you, which was 10. No, I'm trying to think now. 7 years ago, that was £70 in Norway, but that was
Okay, so that one there was my old Gralikin hunting knife. Okay, that's the one I used to do all my game preparation with. So it's that one. And the reason I bought that knife was I went to a game fair and they had probably 100 knives on the table. And like I said to you, the first thing I did was I picked them all up, put it in my hand. How does it fit in my hand? What jobs do I need to do with it? One of the jobs I need to do when I'm gralloching or I'm doing game preparation is I want to be able to shrink down on the blade there and work the tip without penetrating too deeply. Okay, so I like that knife because it is patterned down there, which gives me a reasonable grip. It's a well sealed handle, so you're not going to get any blood, grime, muck, dirt, nasties in there. It's a reasonable quality steel, and it's not too big. Okay, in other words, I can work it on game. I can do all my pairing. I can do all my preparation with that one knife. But like I say again, the first thing was the feel. Can I use it as a tool? When we went to Norway, and it's getting a bit marked now. I've got to actually get this out and do some cleaning on it. So do excuse the marks. In actual fact, it's actually pine. Got a bit of pine tar on it. Kaz got me that, which is a Sami knife. It's not rust, it's pine tar. So that's a Sami knife. And what I was after was what knife does an average Sami man carry with him on a daily basis? And it turned out to be something that size. Okay. And it's a very simple Scandi blade. Okay.
It's even got
used for hunting.
It's even got a, you can't see it, but it's actually got a reindeer pulling a sledge on the
It's in a carbon steel. It holds a reasonable edge. I wouldn't want to pry with it. I reckon it would snap. Okay, but again, it's a simple, small, effective knife. Last year, I had a cousin get hold of me. He had an interesting knife come his way, which is an antique. And this knife is dated somewhere between 1890 and 1939. Okay, we know this for a fact because it has a stamp on it, and it's a DRGM stamp. Now, what that means is when this knife was made, it was made to be sold in Germany. Any knife made or any
you're saying is your hand, that's it.
Anything that was made for sale in Germany and Austria from 1890 to 1939 has a DRGM stamp. That proves that they were trying to protect their own markets, and that proves that that item has been bought and taxes have all been paid and it's licensed to be sold in Germany. Now, you're looking at just the handle. When I first saw this knife, what I actually saw in a sheath, let's bring it back together. What I actually saw in the sheath was that. And I thought, no, that's going to be a nice little sheath knife. It's aluminium, bone, or antler, I should say. And I took it out and I saw that. And I thought, that's nice. That's nice.
Hand, isn't it?
And then I noticed it's got a lock. I was like, folding knife? It actually detaches the blade. And then you have a file, screwdriver, and bottle opener. And the file has a harsh side and a fine side. It has an awl. And a bottle opener. It's a really nice little knife, nice little antique. And lucky enough, it came with the original sheath. Now, I've done my research, and it is missing one tool, which is a can opener, a very large can opener, old-fashioned style, which I'd love to find for it. And all we can find out, I was trying to find the history of it, because it is quite a well-known British manufacturer.
Scarry knife, exactly. So
It's a British manufacturer, okay, which in its day was famous for making swords for officers. It's a company called Fagan that was based up in Sheffield. Okay. Now, if you look at the actual shape of the blade and think of a sword and the blood groove which runs down both sides, you see where the manufacturer's idea came from. Now, I inquired in Austria and I've inquired in Germany and said, can somebody tell me or find why that was made, what it was made for? Did it have a role? Was it made for military? Was it made for hunting? Was it made for? And I have had one person come back to me and say it was made for scouts, Boy Scouts. I don't know how true that is, and I can't find any listings on it. They do come up very occasionally on some of the knife collectors' websites. And they go from anything from 35 quid for a really tatty one through to several £100 for a really good example. But again, it's not for sale. It's a nice, interesting thing. Do I see it as a survival knife? Not really. It detaches. It's not, it's going to wear. There's a risk of things separating and that. But just as a thing, as something that was very well engineered, very well put together, it's a thing of beauty. It's a bit of fascination.
will you stop it?
Would I carry it? No, I wouldn't. Out of all my knives, I would probably take with me, if I was going off on an expedition, it would be those two. It would be my old Gralakin knife, because it's small and usable to do all those tasks I need to do with it, and the Brutal. Combination of those two, I can do anything from carving, whittling, game preparation, shelter building, whatever I needed to.
Stop it.
One of the tests actually for the MOD survival knife when I first made it is it had to be able to be driven into a tree and used as a step. So a man had to be able to drive into trees. I don't know why. You only got to step up a couple of feet, aren't you? But that was the theory. It had to be strong enough to do that.
Right, it's nearly 10.
Right. There we go. So,
Hi, El Croc.
but again, those I've had for donkey's years, bought them for jobs.
He wants to know, is that blade stainless or carbon steel? Shape looks good for filleting.
It is not stamped stainless. I would say, looking at the quality of it, and when it first come to me, there was a lot of damage because the guy that found it originally tried to clean it up with a Dremel, which is never a good move. And I've lost about...
Night living of Luth. Thank you very much for this.
I've lost about half a millimetre on the profile of the edge. You can just about see there where it's come back, okay? But I kept the same lines and I hand sanded it back into shape, which took a lot of doing. So yeah, it's carbon steel. It's a good quality. I've just actually had a thought. Is it reversible? Yeah, it's reversible. I know that sounds weird, but if you're working up on game and that, sometimes that's an added bonus.
Will you pack it in? I'll feed you in a minute.
He says.
Don't want to be. Ooh. Uh-oh.
No. I'll sort that out in the morning. No, it's not reversible. Guess what Mickey's doing tomorrow? He's sitting there cursing and swearing once he sorts that out. But hey, there we go. That can be done in the morning once I've had my cider or once I'm off my cider. Don't play with sharp things if you've been drinking. It's never a good move.
Right, Will.
Right, anyhow, at that, I'm going to call it quits. It's been a couple of hours. Guys, whoever you are, wherever you are, and this wonderful, glorious world of ours, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you have an absolutely excellent week. Get outdoors, have an adventure if you can, even if it's only a 10-minute adventure. Try and have an adventure. Enjoy yourselves, have fun, stay safe. From me, Matt, guys at Tarpac, Jason, Kaz, and
Bye.
Willow. Yeah, love you all. And as we always say at the end of our nights, love those you do, forgive those you don't. May peace and light be upon you and your families. Till next time, Mickey out.
Night, everyone.
If I can find where the mouse is.